It's just been easy naturally. Yeah, really just naturally, honestly.
You guys like the same stuff?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, we play the same position, so every receiver in the receiver room pretty much is like, have a lot in common.
Athletic.
Yeah.
I'm sure that you came into this camp or you came into joining the Cowboys with some kind of an idea of what you and CeeDee might be able to do together. Up to this point, though, where has it kind of been compared to what you thought it would be?
Oh, it's been good. I'm not like a person who like looks in the future and is like, oh, I hope it's like this. I kind of just adjust on the fly. So right now it's been going good. Just keep going and keep working.
Our number 2 receiver.
Tommy Yarsh, DallasCowboys.com. Red zone seemed like an area where you were kind of clicking yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
What do you like about being inside the 20? Do you feel like that's an area where you're better, for lack of a better term, or just like what changes and what makes you good in that area for the field?
I think my size. I think like over the years, big receivers feed in the red zone. So definitely the red zone is one of my favorites. I wouldn't say best because I go deep too when I'm outside the red zone. I just feel like my size in the red zone very.
Our number 2 receiver right here.
Very well.
You mentioned like being a deep threat. Do you feel like you get enough credit?
We're going to be all right, Cowboy fans.
Okay.
Hey, go ahead and subscribe. We're about to get started.
I wanted Micah Parsons to have a Myles Garrett type career. That's what y'all wanted with the Cowboys. Y'all wanted Micah Parsons to go down as a Hall of Famer with no significant playoff games, no Super Bowl run, or none of that. Y'all just wanted him to be a Hall of Famer on a bad team.
Hey, stay woke.
Man, stay woke. We trying to win Super Bowls, baby. Stay woke, Cowboy fans. The haters are out. The haters think we mad, Cowboy fans. We not mad. We really happy. We don't want to be the Browns. We want to be the Cowboys.
Stay woke, Cowboy fans.
Content creator, man. I'm a real Cowboy fan. I really watch the games.
We just getting started. Hit that subscribe button. We about to get into this.
We didn't have a defensive tackle when we were winning Super Bowls. We just had Charles Haley. You didn't watch. You didn't do your research. Russell Maryland was Aaron Donald before Aaron Donald was born.
Let's go, baby.
Saying we need pressure up the middle. I'm not saying Kenny Clark is going to be Russell Maryland, but we can't have bottom 4 defensive tackles. We can't have it. All right. Thank you, Jerry Jones. Let's get back to.
Let's go, Cowboy fans.
Imagine trying to tell a football fan, not just a Cowboy fan, a football fan that we made the wrong decision. Who's been winning the last few Super Bowls? Now tell me the best player on their defense. Who was the best player on the Philadelphia Eagles defense when they won the Super Bowl? Who was the best player on the Kansas City Chiefs defenses when they won their multiple Super Bowls? I'll wait. I won't wait.
State championship game and that sort of
thing. All right, Cowboy fans. Look, I appreciate y'all joining me. I got a lot of topics to talk about today. Got a lot of things to watch. A lot of people reacting to the Micah Parsons trade. I'm not going to just talk about the Micah Parsons trade. I'm going to talk about the season, talk about Dak Prescott. Does Dak Prescott have an interception problem? Everybody wants to boot him out of there. I'm a fan, personally, but y'all know how that goes. We got a lot to talk about. All right. I think as far as when it comes to replacing Micah Parsons, we got a lot of talent. I appreciate this graphic that was shared on X by Sleeper Cowboys, I believe. Sleeper Cowboys, just taking a little second to load here. We're okay. We got enough playmakers, and we invested. All right. Donovan Ezeraku was a 2nd-round pick. Dante Fowler was a 1st-round pick. Marshawn Nealon was a 2nd-round pick. James Houston was a 6th-round pick, but he's already proven. Sam Williams was a 2nd-round pick. Think about all the draft picks we've invested. We've been getting ready for Micah Parsons to be out of there. We've been ramping up for this. The Cowboys were not just relying on Micah Parsons. We didn't just say, oh, because we were 3rd in the league in sacks last year, we're just going to be done with it and just keep it as is. No, we got rid of Marcus Golston. He's out of there. We got rid of Lawson. He's out of there. We got rid of a lot of those dudes that were just regular dudes, and we got some players now. So I think the Cowboys are going to be fine when it comes to replacing Micah Parsons. There's a lot of doubt though. All right, there's a lot of doubt. We got Hall of Famers like Michael Irvin against it, but we also got some Hall of Famers that we're going to listen to that are forward. We're going to listen to Drew Pearson as well coming up. But let's go over what Michael Irvin was talking about again. This was his latest
I
comments.
just sat here for an hour and listened to.
And you know Irvin, he be struggling, man.
The press conference, Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones. With all the notes that I've taken during the press conference, the things that he said that I wanted to discern. First, let me tell you, when I saw him at this press conference, Jerry's hurt. Jerry's hurt. I could see it in his face. I've known him forever. Gamblers like this don't lose like this. That's what the documentary says. And
Who said we lost?
Gamble, played chicken so many times and won.
Who said we lost?
He has said that he has a little bit more of an ability to withstand some of this, as you know, than others. A little bit more ability to withstand some of these kinds of pressures than others. Jerry's hurt. Early on that press conference, he's
no, Michael, you hurting.
stumbled. He thought very carefully what he was saying and still fed so much to everybody.
Jerry Jones always gives us all
They'll
the
be breaking
information.
this down for a long time. I said earlier, and I got to dig deeper into this, but
Hurry
there's
up,
one
Mike.
thing Jerry started with that I heard in his press conference that would make me say, okay. Michael did the right thing.
And what was that?
By getting out or accepting leaving or however it had gotten. Because I'll tell you what Michael did right. Michael did the right thing by leaving. Now that we are here. Michael did the right thing by leaving. Because Jerry said something. Jerry said, at some point, I said to the player or representative or whatever, we are playing under the contract. And he closed the negotiations. He's saying, so get ready, be in Philadelphia Thursday. We are playing on. Once Jerry said that we're not in any way going to negotiate anymore, I got to say, Michael, you got, I'm thankful things worked out for him. But we always talk about it, you know, and Lamar Jackson talked about it, and he did it. Well, I want to do my own contract with you. If you can't go in one time and negotiate, back and forth, negotiate, back and forth and negotiate, and then say, oh, I'm going to send my agent in. When you think you got a number. So I got a clarity on Jerry being upset with that once I heard that, you know, Michael called him and Michael wanted to come in and negotiate. And then he came in and negotiated, and then he called him back and said, well, that's not enough. They added some more. Then he called.
The initial thing.
Here's Drew Pearson.
We lifted a distraction out of the locker room, out of this football team. And again, now we can start concentrating on getting ready instead of quit talking about Micah Parsons. Because the thing I was concerned about, Mike, is just his problems, his concern, his negotiations filter into the locker room. And now the other players are talking about that instead of talking about what they need to do to get ready for the season opener. So that was my main concern. And you don't know with the actions of Micah Parsons, the way he's laying on the table, walking down the tunnel, eating nachos before the game and, you know, looking disinterested and all that. we don't really know how that seeps in to the locker room and with the players and their
Yeah, we do.
mentality and their approach to things. And so Mr. Jones sees all this, Schottenheimer sees all this, and they have to make a decision. You know, do we remove this distraction or we keep dealing with it and let it continue to be a distraction? So they had to make a move, and they had a buyer out there. And Mike, this
story of the day, the blockbuster trade in the NFL, Cowboys sending Micah Parsons to the Packers. In return, they get a defensive tackle, Kenny Clark, and Green Bay's first-round picks in each of the next 2 years. Parsons gets a $188 million contract in Green Bay, $136 million guaranteed, making him the highest-paid non-quarterback. Or reaction to this enormous trade of Micah Parsons to the Packers yesterday?
A little bit of a different take. I mean, if you're just going to look at it from the XO standpoint, I mean, you lose a great player physically, and obviously he could take a game over. But I look at this in a different way. This is a new coach trying to build a new culture, and your alpha, your best player is sitting out in a negotiation that's not working out. And not only that, but just some of the optics of it with some of the things he did during camp. It just wasn't good. And then the drama that's always with Dallas is going on and on and on between he and the organization and Jerry Jones. I think at this point it is probably best to just give him his opportunity to go to another franchise. And then Dallas can almost start over as far as inside the building, the culture of trying to build this thing from the ground up defensively. We know what you guys were just talking about what Dak and that offense can do.
Aren't y'all excited about that? I mean, we can't have revisionist history and act like we weren't all unhappy when we found out that our superstar Lawrence Taylor type figure was now talking on podcasts sounding like a kid. He lost all his fear factor as soon as he started podcasting. And those feelings we had were true. I've said it before. Look at those earlier games. Look at the earlier seasons. Year 1, year 2, year 3. When Micah wasn't having good games, his body language was bad. All of a sudden, you start hearing all that stuff start coming out. As fans, we see this stuff from the outside looking in. We saw all this.
But if they're ever going to be a real contender, not only in their division, but the NFC, they got to get better defensively. Now, you say, how do you get better by losing Micah Parsons? I think you're just looking at that, like physically what he does. But what does he do behind the scenes to the culture of who the Dallas Cowboys are? For Dallas not willing to sign him, it must have been significant enough to say, hey, let's get rid of this guy, even though he's a great player, and let's try to build this thing kind of like the little engine that could, us against the world type of thing. And I know it sounds crazy, but I applaud Dallas and letting him go and trying to build a culture of team instead of an individual. And we'll see what happens with Dallas this year. But I don't think this is a play for 2025. I think it's a play for 25, 26, 27, and beyond.
It's an interesting perspective. And look, you have heard whispers, and maybe even louder than whispers, that he may not have been the most popular player in the building. We actually will dive into at the desk that topic as we continue here, Herb, because it's
and a lot of people say the Cowboys didn't get a lot. The Cowboys didn't get a whole lot. We got a lot. All right. It's not about how many draft picks you got. We got a Pro Bowl type player at a position of need. You think that's worth nothing? You think that's just worth nothing? You think that you could have traded for Kenny Clark for a 5th or 6th round pick? No, that would have cost draft capital to be able to get a player like that. All right. So we need to make sure that we remember it's not about how many draft picks. Sure, Jerry Jones could have told the Packers, hey, we don't need Kenny Clark. Give us 2 firsts and give us 2 thirds or some crap like that. And we'll swap you a 4th or some shit like that. And it would have sounded all good because it would have said a whole lot of draft picks. We needed a player today, like Thursday coming up. We needed a player, and we needed a player at a position of need. That's what Kenny Clark gives us. And we now have 4 first-round picks. And that's why you have things like, here's CBS, here's a trade kind of scenario, what we can, not trade or a draft plan for the Cowboys. They're saying in round 1, we can go in. If we were to keep these picks, we can go get a defensive lineman. I'm not very familiar with Ruben Bain at the time, but he must be one of the top ones in the game. And we can go get us a cornerback, Avion Terrell. I probably wouldn't go this route. I would probably sign DeRon Bland. I would figure out what I'm going to do with Diggs. I'm going to find somebody third, fourth round, I'm not drafting a cornerback in the first round. I will draft a D lineman. I may even draft 2 D linemen. I do want to draft a safety. That's what I want to find. I want to find a star safety. Do they not make those anymore? Is the only star safety in Arizona and Baltimore? Like, I feel like there used to be a star safety on every team. There was a hard hitting safety or a ball hawk on every team back in the day. It's like now there's no safeties. Round 2, they say we can go get us a DB. Maybe this is a safety, Dylan Thiemann, whatever his name is. I'm not sure. Either way, we're gonna have a lot of draft picks. I really doubt that we're gonna stay put and just keep the same picks that we already have and not move around. I'm sure we're gonna move around. I like this. If we keep Micah and sign him, or if we keep Micah and he's on a franchise tag or whatever, how does that change our direction? Most people got us going third in the division anyway with Micah. They saw Micah for the last 4 years. How does that change? Oh, well, you got to get rid of Dak Prescott. Why? He's a top 10 quarterback. You can win games and win a Super Bowl with Micah. He just needs some help. Are we going to really sit up here and say that the Cowboys had the exact same roster, had as good as rosters as Philadelphia last year or the Kansas City Chiefs before that? Heck, yeah, the game with San Francisco was close in the playoffs, but San Francisco was a better team. That's too easy to see. They had a better offensive scheme, and their defense had better players. Fred Warner is still a better player than what Micah Parsons was in a lot of people's eyes. Don't believe me? You better ask around. Fred Warner is that guy. Just because you can go rush the passer doesn't mean you're the best player in the league now. All right. So I think we're going to be fine there. We're going to take advantage of that draft capital. We needed this. We needed this. We needed this to compete this year, but we also needed this to compete in future years. All right. There's a mock trade as well. And let's see what that is. Everybody wants to try to figure out what the Cowboys are going to do with these draft picks. They know we're going to do something. Heck, we can do something this year. You never know. We may do something this year, but here's a kind of scenario that may come up. Somebody threw this out on X. Who says no? This was by Jimmy Season. Mock trade from the Colts. Indiana receives 2026 first-round pick from Green Bay and Javonte Williams, which is currently our starting running back for whatever reason. And we get Jonathan Taylor. We know who that is. Kwity Paye. He's a young defensive end who had like 8, 9, 10 sacks last year. And Adonai Mitchell, who's a receiver. Who would say no to this? Me. I'm not trading no first round pick for a veteran running back. I don't care how good he is. He could be Saquon Barkley. I'm not trading the first round pick for Saquon Barkley when he's 7 years into the league. I'm not doing it. You can get a running back every year, and you can probably get him in the 5th round if you really just focused on how to run the ball. You don't need to send a first round pick for Jonathan Taylor. You could probably get him for a 4th round pick. I'll take that. Now swap this for a 4th round pick, and we talking business. And maybe we can get rid of one of these players to make it make sense. But I'm not trading a 1st round pick for Jonathan Taylor. I would rather draft somebody who has young legs at that time and pick a running back at that point. But I don't want to pick a running back in the 1st round. I don't want to do it. I would rather spend that on a young defensive lineman. There's been a lot of heck. The Chiefs re-signed the defensive end. I can't remember his name, white dude, but he's been sacking the quarterback like a mug, and he got drafted like 30th overall a few years ago. Like, you don't have to be top 5, top 10 to be able to find good pass rushers and good playmakers in general on the defensive line. We got who do y'all want to start at tackle? Do y'all want Nate Thomas to start? Or do y'all want Tyler Guyton to go back in because he's healthy now? And do y'all want Tyler Guyton to go back in and start? Now, it was a little hazy that rookie year, but let's hear what Tyler Guyton is saying this year.
out there.
How's it been coming along as far as progress-wise? Are you on track for week 1, or where you guys at with that?
We're gonna keep monitoring it, but I'm gonna leave that up to the training staff.
You're at a point where you have to see how you feel the next day.
I would rather him say, I'm ready to go, I'm ready to play. I'm going to leave it up to the coaching as far as if I'm a player or not. But
After you push
I'm
it,
assuming he may
how
not
it
feel that
responds,
confident.
You know it's going to respond good now.
It's a little bit of both. It's right in the middle, I would say.
You obviously did a lot of stretching, and then you changed your diet in the offseason too. When you have an injury like that, I mean, where it could have been an ACL, could have been something like that, so maybe the stretching and the diet maybe help a lot with that?
I think so, bro, because, I like to think that I'm pretty flexible, and I try to credit that to, the work that I've done, trying to make my body more agile and things like that. So I would say that it probably helped a lot.
One thing that stood out when you were out in Oxnard is even though you weren't able to physically participate, you were on the sideline kind of going through mental reps during the OL drills and things like that. Just talk about the importance of being able to stay engaged and why you try so hard to stay engaged.
There's a choice, bro. I mean, there's a choice. When you get injured, I know, especially for an extended period of time, you can either, have 1 foot in or 1 foot out. And I chose to be all the way in with my team and go through every rep like I was playing and be in every meeting like I'm, going out there to practice the next day, because at the end of the day, the team cohesion builds off of like guys being there and being present. So I wasn't going to miss a day. Like, you know what I mean?
How are the veterans like Tyler Smith and some of the other guys been?
So who do y'all want to see in the game? Do y'all want to see Nate Thomas, who's only like a second-year player, just like Tyler Guyton is? Do you want to throw Tyler Guyton in after not playing any preseason, which a lot of our veterans didn't? Or do you want – he's not a veteran, really. He's a second-year player. But, like, what do y'all want to do? You want to keep Nate Thomas, which is number 71. He played pretty well. Didn't play bad. Because I feel like this. No matter who you play, if they're struggling, put a tight end over there. He's not – only the Cowboys seem to struggle to just figure out how to handle an edge rusher. Like all you gotta do is put a tight end over there and you slow them down and you're still in an efficient offense. I would say Nate Thomas has been out there. He's been getting all the reps. Let's go ahead and keep him out for 1 game. See how it goes. If he struggles, you can always replace him. But I would say even if Nate Thomas struggles, let's just help him out with a tight end. Unless it gets like Chaz Green bad, like Chad Green bad. We don't want to do that. We don't want Chaz Green bad because that probably gave that nightmares that whole season. But I feel like let's just keep Nate Thomas in there. He's been doing okay. Give him the shot. Tyler Guyton is the starter. But if he's not confident enough to say, yes, coach, I'm ready to go in like he has on his hat, because he was a little hesitant. He was like, I'm going to leave it up to the staff. Nah, man, what you mean? I'm ready to go, man. It's just up to the coaches. But I'm ready to go out there whenever my name is called. Like, it's up to the training staff. What? Come on, man. So I would say, shoot, if he ain't confident, keep Nate Thomas in there. He's been getting the reps anyway. It's not like Tyler Guyton was looking like Tyron Smith his first year or something like that. Let's not rush it. All right? Let's not rush it. Let's make sure that we protect this guy right here.
Out there, but a lot's went into it, getting back on the field, and then a lot's went
because he got some weapons, man.
The changes that we've had here. Starting with the head coach to successful offseason to now feeling good about closing the book on training camp and moving forward and making this.
Hey, and whoever's watching this stream, please subscribe. And I'm going to tell y'all this, man. I don't accept no Dak hate, man. I don't accept it. I be watching. I looked at some film today, man. Dak he's not perfect, man. He may throw a couple interceptions that makes you scratch your head. But y'all would be surprised how many times he throws an interception and it's a dude like CeeDee Lamb who just refuses to go get the fucking football. That's why I'm happy about George Pickens, because George Pickens is going to go get that football.
This thing all about Philly and getting the ball rolling. So super excited.
When did you start looking at Philly?
Probably second preseason game as guys were watching.
There you go.
Whoever was
We've been getting ready for them all summer.
Started watching just some, Baltimore. There you go. Started watching just some Philly tape, whether it been, their playoff run last year, or a couple of the games against us. Started that back, a while back.
Most watched Thursday first game ever.
Obviously, 2020, you didn't. 2021, I guess you come to the season without having training camp and playing the preseason. They give you confidence you can play without having those preseason snaps.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, just the amount of games I've played in my career gives me that confidence. And not only that, the way that I practice, the preparation that I take, I treat every rep pretty much out there at practice like it's a game rep. Yeah, sure, there's times of, trying to make this throw that I may check down in game, but other than that, yeah, it's the same process. It's the same, checks, fundamentals. So it's just about making sure I do it right at practice. So therefore, it comes the game, it's not new.
You talked before with Coach McCarthy about the play caller purpose and things like that. With Shoddy,
What's up, White Calisthenics? What's good, man? You a Cowboy? I know you a Cowboy fan, man. What's good, man?
No, I mean, I think that's something that probably every quarterback and OC has is a purpose in the play. And so the play caller purpose, something with Shoddy, obviously, we started way back in the offseason when, we were putting the plays in, whether they're plays that carried over or they're new plays and new ideas. We came up with the purpose of it. And then, therefore, the nuances of it just depend on the game situation, the down and distance. And I think just during the week.
Everybody wants to get rid of Dak Prescott. As soon as the trade happened, everybody's commenting, now we have draft capital to go get Archie Manning. It was so many comments. I felt so bad for Archie. I didn't even want to make a video about that performance because he's just now getting started. Like, don't put all this pressure on Archie, but don't comment under my post talking about something. Now we can go get Archie, bruh. Dak Prescott is good enough to get us there, just like Tony Romo was good enough to get us there. We just have to have good enough teams, and we got to have some better luck. All right. I don't know how the ball fumbled out of Tony Romo's hands. I don't know why our defense and our offense and our special teams can't always show up at the same time in the playoffs. I don't understand it either. But damn it, this dude ain't the problem. This dude ain't the problem. But that said, there's been a lot of people talking. I got friends who always say Dak Prescott has an interception problem. He's been saying this since 2020. My friend been saying Dak Prescott is an interception problem. And even though he didn't have any evidence in 2020, he's been saying it. But what's effed up about it, as soon as he started talking that crap, 2 years later, not 2 years later, as soon as he started talking that crap, 2 years later, yeah, he did throw 15 interceptions. But when you look over his full career, when he's healthy, he doesn't throw a lot of interceptions. He just doesn't. Dak Prescott is not interception thrown. Like, he's not an interception quarterback. He doesn't throw picks. That's not what he does. It is not because he's Jalen Hurts and he's only throwing 12 passes a game. No, it's because Dak Prescott is a really good damn quarterback. That's what it is. All right. Dak Prescott is a really good quarterback. He ain't just throwing it to the other team. All right, so why are y'all trying to get rid of Dak to go get Archie Manning or some young stud quarterback out of that you don't know how he's going to turn out? How many quarterbacks do we have to see come into the league and not turn out well? There's a dude in Jacksonville who's flying under the radar. If the dude in Jacksonville's name was Dak Prescott, nobody would say anything because he's in Jacksonville. But if that dude in Jacksonville was playing for the Dallas Cowboys and he was doing the same thing he was doing in Jacksonville, putting up those same numbers, what would y'all say? Would y'all kill him like you're killing Dak Prescott? Probably so, because he's playing for the Cowboys. All right, so we gotta stop all of this, man. We gotta be fair on how we analyze these quarterbacks. If you watch other quarterbacks, Patrick Mahomes throws dumb interceptions. But no, Dak isn't Patrick, but he throws dumb interceptions. Josh Allen throws dumb interceptions. Everybody does that as well. But you got to look at the whole view. 23-4 his rookie year, we know. His interceptions did go up. They did. They did go up his second year. 22-13, not great. But we remember all these tip passes and all this crap. Come on now. 22-8, they went back down. 30-11. Like, Dak Prescott is not going to be the issue. He did have a little bit of a slow start to the year. I know for a fact 2 or 3 of these interceptions was not his fault. I'm just telling y'all the truth. Dak Prescott does not make those kinds of mistakes. Now, if you start to hit him a little bit, he can mess up like any other quarterback when you start to hit him. That's not the issue. Here's how Dak Prescott can get back to the 37-10 form, the 23-15 in the MVP form that he was near in 2023. He has to take off running more. It's that simple. He can't keep dropping back and not taking the running lanes when he doesn't see somebody open. Sometimes Dak starts forcing the ball. He can't force anymore. He needs to take those running lanes. All right. Let's see what we got. To be fair, in that year, he did throw 15 interceptions. Most of them were good throws, and the wide receiver legit gave the ball up or didn't catch it, went off their figures. Look, I'm not going to lie. I'm a big CeeDee fan. If y'all really look at half those interceptions that Dak throws to CeeDee, CeeDee's not giving full effort, bro. And that's not to say that the ball is perfect, but you look around the league, these top receivers, they fight for the ball when it's in the air. You listen to receivers talk. When the ball's in the air, it's my football. For whatever reason, CeeDee has too much of that diva. Too much of that diva in him where it's like, yeah, if it's not perfect, I'm not going to go and do the extra to do it because it's not perfect. I'm going to just look back at Dak while he looks at me, and now we're looking like we don't have this thing going. Nah, man. That's why I'm happy George Pickens is coming, because George Pickens is going to go get the football. That's what we know he's going to do. He's going to go get that football. I think next Thursday, how do I feel like this game is going to go? Cowboys versus Eagles. I believe the Cowboys can win this game more than I did before the trade. I'm going to start there. Before the Micah Parsons trade, I had less positive things to say about what the Cowboys can do against the Eagles. Sure, I felt like we can score against the Eagles because I do feel that way. But I don't know if we were going to be able to stop the Eagles and slow them down as is. I didn't feel that way, especially if we weren't going to have Micah Parsons in the game. That would have been hard to say. Now, we are playing at Philly. We know how Philly is going to be. It's ring night. Philly is going to be ready to play. They're going to be ready to go. All right. It's going to be the most watched game ever when it comes to Thursday night football game. Like, we get what's going to be going on. Micah going to be watching. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's going to want the Cowboys to lose because everybody wants the Cowboys to have to pay for that Micah Parsons trade. I know y'all have heard it. Shannon Sharp said a lot of people said they want the Cowboys to get beat down so it can be proven that they shouldn't have traded Micah. Who's to say we wouldn't have got beat down with Micah? What was the average loss against the Eagles last year? With or without Dak, I don't care. We lost by like 35 points a game against them. We were nowhere close against the Eagles last year. So if we get beat down this year, what's the difference? But if you were to ask me if we have a better chance, yeah, we do. What do y'all think about our linebackers this year? Y'all don't think our linebackers are better than last year? I mean, number 50, I can't remember his name. We had some. No, Kenneth Murray is a young, veteran, good linebacker. He's so good, we couldn't even see him in the preseason. They ain't even show him. They said, hey, y'all, look at the film from the Titans. He's good enough. We see him in practice, and we ain't got nothing to show y'all. Kenneth Murray is that good. That's what they're saying. We saw Jack Sanborn, put him in there 5 to 10 plays. He made a splash. That was it. Every time number 35 and number 18 was on the field, they flashed. Every preseason game. They're getting better. They were rookies last year. I know Clark is a little older, but Leofau was a rookie. Now they're reading better. But here's the thing, they're small. So here's the best thing that happened when it comes to now we got a legit guy. Not just a big body to get moved back into the linebackers. We got a big body who's going to cause some havoc. Who's now going to allow those linebackers to run free. Kenneth Murray, Leofau, Clark. These guys are going to be able to run free. I would like to think that Osa Umenyior, Kenneth Murray also used to play together in college. I would like to think that these dudes are going to bring the best out of each other. Why? Well, first of all, Kenny Clark, I don't think Kenny Clark has any more guaranteed money after this year. Don't you think Kenny Clark is going to want to get some guaranteed money next year and beyond? I don't think he's ready to retire. He's going to be 30 years old. Osa Umenyior just got paid. Don't you think he's going to want to prove why he got paid? I'm pretty sure Osa Umenyior is going to want to get another contract in a year or two. He's going to need to put up a good match. He can't be the second best defensive tackle on his team and think he's going to, so he got to show it, especially if he's the younger defensive tackle. We're in a better position this year. Where are we weak at? That's what I want to know. Everybody, okay, who's going to play at corner? I don't know what that's looking like. I don't know what the Diggs situation is going to be. I don't know what the Deron Bland situation is going to be. You're right about that. Kyer Elam, they say he's emerged to be a different type of player when it comes to with the Cowboys, but we haven't been able to see him in the game, not even in the preseason. So we don't know if when the bright lights come on, if Kyer Elam is going to be back to the Kyer Elam with the Buffalo Bills, which is a player who can't play. I don't know. I do, so we got to figure out the cornerback situation, but I'm not expecting Jalen Hurts. I'm not expecting that guy to throw it all over the football against us. I don't care how many receivers they have. We should be fine right there. We have enough defensive ends and enough defensive tackles now to be able to put some pressure consistently. Here's my concern. Here's what the Eagles are going to try to do, because the Eagles wear you down on offense. They're going to hurry it up. And that's my concern. My concern is they're going to try to hurry it up where we're not going to be able to keep our D linemen fresh, but that's why we have to be good on third down. We have to be good on third down. And it's hard to do. I'm just saying, like I watched the Eagles. The Eagles put a lot of pressure on you. And if y'all were watching the training camp with the Cowboys were doing a lot of things the Eagles do in the run game. And it's combo blocking. The Eagles do a lot of combo blocking, meaning they're not giving you one-on-one on the D-line. They're combo blocking for you from the D end to the D tackles. Everybody's 2-on-1. It's hard because you're going to find a crease in there usually somehow unless your linebackers play really, really good. So it's hard. They wear on you. But we got some talent now. So if they're able to do hurry-up offense, it can get ugly. It can get ugly. So we can't have no, like, don't y'all all feel like if once Philly gets the ball, if they get the ball first, that Philly's gonna like have this 12 play drive? It's like when Philly and San Francisco, when we play them, it's like every time they get the ball, it's like, guys, we just know they're gonna be on the field for 12 plays a drive because the Cowboys can't get off the field. It's always third and fourth and short, and we can't get off the field. So think about that. How many times is it third and fourth and short, and we can't get off the field because they can run the ball? Don't y'all think we're going to be a little bit better against that now? Because Micah Parsons wasn't making those plays in the run game. I'm sorry, he wasn't. He just wasn't. That's not who he is. And he's an edge rusher. That's not usually what edge rushers do. I don't see Myles Garrett blowing up run plays every single time either, but he's better against the run than Micah. But the point is it's not really a Micah thing, as well as I made a video about we're not the Cleveland Browns, because we're not the Cleveland Browns. You know what the Cleveland Browns would have done? They would have paid Micah Parsons. Where does that get you? You're still not going to the playoffs. You're still not going deep in the playoffs. That's already proven. So paying Micah Parsons would have made us the Cleveland Browns. But we're the Cowboys. We have history. You know what I mean? Like we have a better history than that. Maybe it's similar in the last 30 years, but our history does not compare to Cleveland. So why go down that road? Paying Micah is just like paying Myles Garrett. He's going to be a Hall of Famer, but your team is going to be sorry. You can have a great quarterback and still be sorry with a great pass rusher because you don't have anything else. So we need it more, and that's what we're going to be able to do. And I think on at Philly, I think the game is going to be low scoring. I'm saying not like 10-7, but I'm saying 24-21 type game. 24-21 type game. I will give Dak an interception. I'm going to just say that because he hasn't played in the preseason. And depending on how that game gets on the road with the crowd and all that, I mean, you got to give him that interception. I'm going to say that right now. I'm giving Dak an interception. Here's what I don't want, though, Dak. That interception cannot be at the worst time. It can't be in the red zone. It cannot be in the red zone. It can't be in the red zone. It needs to be one of those, we're at the 50-yard line and you chunk it up and it's in the end zone and it's a touchback. We can't have those red zone interceptions. Now, sometimes it's not his fault. Sometimes it is. Sometimes Dak does make a bad decision. All right. But I'm going to give him one interception because he hasn't played in a long time. Remember, hamstring. All he's getting is practice reps, and he got the Rams joint practice. Do we really think that he's just going to jump into this game and throw for 400 yards against the number one defense from last year, who just won a Super Bowl, and it's their Super Bowl ring night? We're Cowboy fans, so we can be realistic. We're Cowboy fans. We don't have to hate on Dak. We understand Dak is a great quarterback, but we also understand Dak's limitations. He's going to throw at one pick. I'm going to give him one pick Thursday night, but I'm also going to give him 3 touchdowns. I'm going to give Dak 2 passing, 1 on the ground. I'm going to give him 3 touchdowns. He's going to score all the points. I don't think we're going to get any points on the ground. I don't think our run game, I don't think when we get to the red zone that they're going to allow us to run that ball in. I think they're going to play physical in the red zone. They're going to make us pass it, and they're going to make Dak have to make big plays as well. So tell me what y'all think. I think we're going to win that game by a field goal. Dak is going to lead us, and we'll be all right. We say when Agent Zero comes back, when is he coming back though? When is DeMarvion Overshown coming back? If it's this season, hopefully we're in contention. But I agree, he's only a plus. I heard somebody say put Agent Zero, put Overshown at full-time edge rusher. No. Let's not do that, man. We need linebackers. We need inside linebackers who know how to flow and move to the ball. Let's not do that. Let's not try to make everybody an edge rusher, bro. He can blitz when he wants to, but let's not put everybody at edge rusher. Somebody said that on X, though. Kid Cowboy, number 66. We are very close to the Browns. See? That's not good. We are very close to the Browns. That's not good. You know what keeps us a distance away? What keeps us away from being the Browns is we didn't extend that guy. Because the Browns have to stay relevant, y'all. Even though Cleveland doesn't have anything else going on that much that they have other sports, but even though everybody loves football, Cleveland still needs attractions. And guess who their main attraction was? Myles Garrett. Guess what kept them at least able to compete in football games? Myles Garrett. They had to pay Myles Garrett. We don't have to. We got Dak. We got CeeDee. We got George Pickens. We got players. We don't have to pay Micah. We can go figure this thing out. So you can say we're close, but us trading Micah, that keeps us from being the Browns. That keeps us from being the Browns, because if we keep Micah, we're the same team we were last year and the year before and the year before, which is not good enough. Seriously, 55-year fan from Bill Stewart. Hey, appreciate you commenting. Appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all subscribe to the show, man. I'm just trying to bring light to the Cowboys. Everybody's bashing the Cowboys. We're going to suck because we got rid of Micah. Bruh, have y'all been watching? Like, come on now. Y'all like Micah Parsons was our team now? That's what this was? He was our entire team? You could probably say that his rookie year. You could probably say that his rookie year, he was that great. But can we be honest? Who thinks that Micah Parsons got better from his rookie mid-year, second year to last year? Who think he got better? I mean, the excuse of not being a pass rusher was gone after his rookie year when he decided to be a full-time pass rusher. But did you see his moves get better? I didn't see his moves get better. Mid-season, H0, he's back. Okay. That'll be great. I mean, look, we get more people coming back, all right? We're talking about a new coach. We want to set some new things up. Who can be that new leader? Could it be Overshown? He got to be on the field. He can't be hurt all the time. You can't just be that hype man on the sideline now. Because we can make you a coach, right? If you just gonna be that hype man on the sideline, Overshown, we can make you a coach and you can be that hype man. But if we gonna make you the leader, Overshown got to be on the field, man. He cannot keep getting hurt. And I'm not saying he's getting hurt on purpose, but I'm saying we want to make him that leader because he got that dog in him that I'm not even sure Micah had as far as when you see him on the field. But he got to be healthy. So hopefully we get him back mid-season. I just don't know. Y'all keep commenting. Keep dropping your questions, man. What do y'all think our record is going to be? So we got Cowboys versus Eagles, the first game. I feel like we can win that game. I told you how we can win that. It's going to be tough. but I think we can win that game. We got something to prove, man. These players got something to prove. James Houston has something to prove. Sam Williams has something to prove, right? Dante Fowler has something to prove. All these guys have something to prove. New York Giants. Y'all don't think we can beat the Giants? You don't think we can beat the Bears in week 2 and 3? I think we're better than the Bears. Sure, they got better, but what makes them better than us? What makes Caleb Williams better than Dak Prescott today? What makes DJ Moore better than CeeDee Lamb? What makes the rookie they got over there at the other receiver spot, whoever they got, what makes them better than George Pickens? What makes their tight end better than Ferguson? Ferguson had an off year touchdown wise, but he's talented. He's good. What makes their defense better than ours? Like, we can beat the Bears. We know we can beat the Giants. We always whoop up on the Giants. And this is the game of the year right here, baby. Ooh. Micah got to come to our house. He going to have to come back to the cribbo. Y'all read, like, you know how much money Jerry about to make off this game, man? Like, how much money Jerry's making off these games? Like, Micah Parsons is about, first of all, this Packers Cowboys thing has become a rivalry. I don't know how it's a rivalry because we don't never beat them. We don't never beat them. They beat our ass every time. But this is becoming a rivalry because of how dramatic the games be sometimes. And now we made it even more of a rivalry by giving them Micah. Ooh. Man, this is going to be a live season, man. I'm telling you. Let's say we go 2-2 after 4 weeks. We can beat the Jets. That's 3-2. We can beat the Panthers. That's 4-2. We owe the Commanders some ass whooping. Y'all know why? Because they said this dude is better than Dak Prescott. Like Dak Prescott wasn't that dude his rookie year too. Every time a quarterback that's of color, I'm gonna say it. Every time a black quarterback has a good rookie year, they already trying to say he's better and he's the best. It was old dude in Houston, Stroud. We saw what happened after that. And now it's this every time, bro. Did they forget what Dak Prescott was his rookie year? Did they forget how he was just thrown in the fire? He was not set up to be the starting quarterback. This dude had to come into the game cold, playing against Seattle. And he took that and kept going and elevating and elevating. Why are we so quick to put these other guys above them? Because they had one good playoff run? Like, come on, man. Come on, man. Nah, so we got something to prove. I'm saying we're going to win that game. That's what I would say. Denver, I hate playing at Denver, man. I don't know what it is, but every time the Cowboys play at Denver, like it never feels good. And I don't know if it's because of that home field advantage they got, that crowd. It's almost like that. We don't never. I don't know, but I think, well, of course we can beat Denver. I just hate playing at Denver. We should be able to beat Arizona. I would love to have Arizona's best player before this game. I don't know if y'all with me or not, but I said this a few weeks ago. If we should trade Micah, let's trade him to the Cardinals and get Buda Baker and a couple first-round picks. I would have loved that. Now, obviously, we weren't going to get Buda in a couple first because we just got Kenny Clark in a couple first. And I'm going to say that Buda's a better player today. But we could have got Buda a first and a second. Buda Baker completes this team. We still need a D tackle, though, so I'll take that back. But I did want Buda. I did want Buda Baker. I ain't gonna lie. I did want Buda. And Buda scares me because he kind of gives you that lead, what's this, Matthew, that Tyrann Mathieu kind of look. Tyrann Mathieu made a heck of a pick against Dak. I think it was last year. It was the Saints game. This is why I say everything is not like bad throws. This dude came from the other hash and intercepted the ball from the other hash. Dak didn't even see it. So Buda Baker, I don't know if he has that kind of coverage ability, but he has that kind of ability to stop the run, shut you down, keep it to where you are one-dimensional. I still know we can beat them, especially at home. We can beat the Raiders. Come on. Come on. How many wins is that so far? That's one. No, I said 2-2 after 4 games. That's 3, 4, 5, 6-2, 7-2, 8-2. We're going to beat the Eagles one time. So let's give us 9-2. We're going to split with the Eagles. That's 9-2. Why not? Why can't we go 9-2? Like, am I tripping? Did we trade our whole team away? Or did we just trade Micah? Did we trade away Dak? Did we trade away CeeDee? Did we trade away Tyler Smith? Did Tyler Booker get gone? Did we trade away Jadon Blue and Javonte Williams? Did we trade everybody, or do we still have these dudes? Because if we have these guys, I don't see why we can't be 8-3, 9-2 at the worst before we get to the Chiefs. And this is when shit gets ugly. Because I'm a Cowboy fan, I'm a diehard fan, but I'm realistic. I know damn well it's going to be hard for us to beat the Chiefs, the Lions, the Vikings, and the Chargers, and the Commanders. And this is going to be a hell of a stretch. That's why I say we got to make sure we go 2-2 in these first 4 games. We got to beat 2-2. And I would love for us to be 3-1 because that means we beat either the Eagles or the Packers, right? And I would love to say that we left 4 games and beat 2 of the better teams instead of 2 of the worser teams. Even though people say that these teams are improved, we should be able to win 2 of these 4 games. But the Jets should not beat us. The Panthers, we got to be able to beat the Commanders at least one time. Why not that time? We're at home. The Broncos, like, we should be able to beat 8-3, 9-2. Why not? Oh, because of Dak Prescott. It's not going to be a Dak Prescott issue, man. We gave him more weapons. Why would Dak Prescott get worse? Malik Davis. I liked, not Malik Davis, the dude we had last year at running back that we didn't give a fair shot to until we finally got our head straight to stop playing Zeke. Rico Dowdle. I like Rico Dowdle, but does anybody think that Rico Dowdle is that much better than what we have on our team currently? And Rico Dowdle put up pretty good numbers. He was over 4 yards a carry. He was 1,000-yard running back. And we were hoeing him the first 4 or 5 games. This dude that's smiling on this TV right here was hoeing Rico Dowdle. Rico Dowdle could have earned probably another couple $1 million if we would have just went into the season with Rico Dowdle starting and getting the main carries like we all know he should have. Instead, we didn't even let Zeke play in the preseason. Zeke was looking old before he left the Cowboys. He went to New England, was looking old. He came back, and we treated Zeke like he was still in his prime. This dude right here that's smiling treated Zeke like he was still in his prime. That was just last year, y'all. So when you tell me we traded our best player because he wasn't a leader off the field, he wasn't a leader on the field, he wasn't improving as a player on the field, he was a me guy, he was a nuisance in the locker room, you mean to tell me when our owner, who just likes headlines, that's all he wants is headlines, he could have signed Micah to the biggest contract and had all the headlines, but he said, you know what? If we want to win, if we want to get to these teams, Philly 14-3, Washington 12-5, we need to make some changes. And guess what? We so happen to have a really good trade piece. Everybody says, Jerry Jones says this was his Herschel Walker trade. Call it that if you want. He's saying that because he traded away his best player in his prime. Sure. We'll see what you get back. I like the first piece as far as a player. We'll see what you get back. But we're on the right path. I think we can catch. I think we're going to knock Philly in the mouth on next Thursday because they've been talking shit without talking. Philly, one of them teams that don't talk. It's like they don't give you any ammunition, so you got to make up shit because Jalen Hurts ain't going to say nothing. Saquon ain't going to say nothing. The receiver's not going to say nothing. Nobody's going to say anything in Philly. They just about their business, and their owner's not talking, right? So it's like that's what makes them different than the Cowboys is they're able to operate underneath no pressure. There's no pressure on Philly. Philly hasn't even been talked about this offseason. Everybody's been talking about who? The fucking 7-10 team. That's what pisses me off. I like being a Cowboys fan. I like being America's team. I like being all that. But what I hate, these players can't just play football, bro. They can't just work on their game. They got to deal with all the other shit that no other players and no other team have to. These other teams get to treat it like high school football or something where they can just focus on football and just, whatever, or, however they can just focus on football. And the Cowboys, everything's a camera, everything's an audience, everything is something. When in reality, we're just as good as all these teams. We just got more distractions. That's me. I know it's an excuse. But that's the truth. That's why when players leave us, they go to other teams and say it. Everybody who leaves the Cowboys go to other teams and say, this is a different environment. When teams leave other teams and come to us, they say, ooh, this is nice. Kenny Clark was like, ooh, this is nice. Everything looks so good. Like, he wasn't like, he's not going to, in a week, he's not going to be like, oh my God, this is a winning culture. He's not going to say shit like that. Nobody says that when it comes to the Cowboys. They just like how nice the facilities are and all this. That's all. That's what we give off. So if y'all are telling me that maybe there's some change in philosophy and Micah Parsons had to be that change in philosophy for us to win, I'm not going to argue with it no more. I feel that because we all felt that as fans. We all felt like Micah Parsons was a great player, but none of us felt like he was the hardest worker in the room. And how can that be your best player on a Super Bowl team? None of us thought he was a leader. How can your loudest player not be your leader? Jalen Carter is going to get his money, just like Aaron Donald got his money. Neither one of those were loud guys, but they were still leaders of the team. Maybe it was just by their on the field play. Maybe that's what it was. But obviously, the Cowboys felt like we weren't getting that. They felt like we weren't getting it. Archie Manning. Can't believe how many people was on my comment saying Archie Manning is the benefit, is what we're going to get out of this trade. Archie Manning. Everybody wants to give up on Dak Prescott. I don't get it. Everybody wants to give up on Dak Prescott. Don't y'all really just want Dak to win a Super Bowl just to shut everybody up? You know what I'm saying? Like, I be feeling like that. I just want him to shut everybody up. We just got to go win that Super Bowl, man. Shut everybody up. All the haters, all the talkers. Dak can't do this, Dak can't do that. When he go wins that thing, y'all wait. Y'all just watch. Please subscribe. Donovan Talks Cowboys. I'm on TikTok as well. Got a Patreon. I'm going to be giving away some jerseys too. If you subscribe to the Patreon, you can get a chance to win free jerseys during the year. I got like $500 that I need to give away in like jerseys. So I don't know how many jerseys that is. That's like four or five jerseys I need to get those away. I don't know if y'all want what kind of jersey y'all want. It could be a custom jersey. It could be a jersey with the name already on it. But definitely subscribe to the Patreon so you can have a chance to win that. I don't know. I don't see any other news on the Cowboys. I think we've talked about everything. We looked at all the reactions. We looked at all the upcoming stuff that's going on. Now we wait, man. This is the game week. Now we just wait. This is the time where everybody's going to start breaking down the actual game. Hopefully. We're not going to have to worry about trade talk or Micah Parsons or any of that. We just break down football. We're going to break down the analysis and what makes each team better. And now we can figure out who's going to be the best team. And I think the Cowboys, man, they got to come out and play, man. They got to come out and play. I love the Cowboys, man. I ain't going to lie. I'm a 90s baby. And it's my pop's fault. For real. It's his fault. He'll tell you that too. Any 90s fan, if your parents made you a Cowboy fan, they hate themselves for it. Cause we be stressing. I was up streaming like at 3 a.m. just talking about the Cowboys, watching film and shit. Cause I be wanting the Cowboys to win. Cause I feel like we've endured so much hate over 30 years. When the Cowboys win, I think the country is gonna like shut down. It is gonna be like some magical shit on earth when the Cowboys win. You feel me? Like I feel like when we win, I'm gonna try to throw a big ass party myself. I'm gonna go broke. I'm gonna fuck it. I don't care. Yeah, man, it's gonna be so magical because think about the storylines. If this type of team gets like, think about the Dak Prescott storyline. Think about those storylines with the Micah Parsons being gone and the Kenny Clark storyline that you're going to get from being traded. Think about the Sam Williams storyline from being hurt last year. All the injuries we had last year, Deron Bland, Diggs. Think about all these storylines with the documentary just dropping and all that crazy stuff. I mean, it's going to be crazy to go through all that and end up in the Super Bowl. Like, we deserve that. I don't know why everybody hates on us. But after 30 years, we deserve that shit. Think about the shit we went through. I mentioned it earlier. Like, think about the it makes you want to cry some of the shit that we've been through. The drop, the catch, the deads. Like, we've been through some crazy shit. The Tony Romo boxed fumble. Like, how does that even happen? To this day, nobody understands how that happens. We go through the ref respotting the ball and then the time runs out. Like, the most dramatic things happen to this Dallas Cowboy team. Make you think that the shit they say about this stuff being scripted, it makes you feel like, you know what, this shit gotta be scripted because ain't no way we're losing in the fashions that we lose. Like, it'd be crazy, and it just makes you want the Cowboys to win. That's all. It makes you want the Cowboys to win, especially when you get to see the players that we have now. Like, do y'all not see Kenny Clark, man? Have y'all not seen this man play football? When was the last time we had a dude like, look? When was the last time we had a dude like this? Look at him just knock 67 over. Now watch him jump. Oh, boom. Go finish the play. We haven't had this. Now our linebackers can go play football. Usually when our guys got double teamed last year, they would get pushed into number 7. Hold your ground, boy. Now, number 7 needs to be hitting his hole faster. But that's how you play double team and play the run. Everybody has to play together. You heard Kenny Clark say that yesterday or the other day in his interview. He said it's a team, it's about all 11 guys. Everybody has to play together. Look, he's going to get hooked right here. But watch him. There's a hole right here. But who closes it? He does. He just bushes his guy into the play. You can't block him one-on-one in the run game. You can probably block him in the pass one-on-one. You can't block him in the run game. Like, I'm sorry, y'all. I like Osa. And when you see Osa, it's like he's all big and swole. But does he play that way? Like, does he play like this? Look at this guy just get tossed on the ground. Just knocking dudes over. This is a ball player. Chase it down. It takes a team, though. It takes all 11 players. Because if he gets double teamed, these linebackers have to go. You can't get double teamed and then also blow the play up. It doesn't work like that most times. And he's not going to get blocked one-on-one. Look how he extends here. He's in complete control. He can do whatever he wants with that guy. Look at him. Now he's moving him with one arm. Then he swims over and makes the play. Like, when was the last time we seen anybody on our D-line do this? When? They say he's the best D tackle we had since David Irvin. Probably before that. And David Irvin was like 2-year player, 3-year player. Look. He's athletic. Look at him. Get off me. He tried to hit his legs. Nope. Punch him. Get down. I mean, I would love to see the Philadelphia Eagles get stopped for a few plays behind the line of scrimmage a couple times. Look at the swim move. He's dominating 56. Look at it. I think we're gonna be fine. Boom. They try to make him go upfield. Look how quickly he reads it. He sees the pull, boom, he follows the puller. And he doesn't just stay in his gaps and just be happy with doing. No, he goes to make the play. He goes and finds the play. Boom. Every time he beats a block, his guy ends up on the ground. It's crazy. Every time. I don't care if they get hit by somebody else or not. He's knocking them into somebody. I mean, this is the type of guy we got. So, look, I hope y'all subscribe. I appreciate y'all watching. I don't think there's any new comments or anything, so I'm going to go ahead and end this stream. This is Donovan Talks Cowboys. Subscribe to our TikTok. We're on Twitter, X as well. And look, I'm excited about the season. I just made a case that the Cowboys can start before they get to the Kansas City Chiefs. We can be like 8-3, something like that. Before we get to the Chiefs, we can have 7-8 wins easy. That's what I believe. But y'all tell me if y'all think different. I appreciate y'all watching.